Well, this is going to be interesting. We're joining in progress.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot.
Oh, come on.
He had that eye down.
We'll pause this for a second. Okay, so little recording issue here. I expect, well, this is bound to happen sooner or later. Me not taking care of my, hard drive. And make sure there's enough space on my computer for recording all this. That's my fault. So, hey, welcome to week 10 of the NFL regular season. We're halfway through simulating the game of the week, which is Kansas City at Las Vegas Raiders. Right now, Kansas City is up 31-3, and we are joining slightly into the second half. Unfortunately, the first half of this video was corrupted, so it's a little shorter video this week, unfortunately, and my bad, but I still want to bring to you, see what Madden's going to do, and we go from there. So we join live in progress. Oh, come on. And it is currently 31-3, 3-2 for the Raiders. I mean, first half, basically, Kansas City's been dominating, so on and so forth. And now I don't even know where to go from here. I'm going to finish recording this. I'm going to put up frustration. That's what it's going to be. You know how it is.
Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll kick it away for the second time.
Frustration. Oh. Because I ain't starting over. So you get a condensed version this week. This is going to be me frustrating over. God dang it.
For their first possession of the second half. And they're not going to play they had the field goal last time and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
So, I mean, I'll talk about what I was talking about a little before I get to my picks of the week, I guess. I mean, Kansas City and Las Vegas are both fighting in a tight AFC division race. AFC West division race, I should say. Raiders are 5-3. Kansas City's 5-4. They just finally get over that hump.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
God.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
I don't even know where to go from here. It's just frustrating. It's all my fault anyways. I should have known better. I need to clear up some more disk space. Because I don't like deleting the videos right away. Okay, I want to save them, and I gotta transfer them is one thing, and I am lazy to do that. So it's all my fault. Everything's my fault. I get it. I really don't know.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move.
I really don't know what to do. I mean, and everyone has these issues, technical difficulties, human error. That's just the way it is. Like I said, I ain't starting this video over. I don't have time for that. I have one shot to get this done, and it's getting done now. And it is what it is. So, you didn't really miss much. In all honesty, in the first half, all can't say. Carr had a few interceptions, and you can hopefully maybe see the greatest comeback in NFL history. One of the, I don't think that's going to happen either ways. But, some things I was talking about.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure,
I was talking about how, well, you had the Green Bay Packers. They got fined for breaking COVID protocol. Packers themselves, $300,000. Aaron Rodgers and Alan Lazard, both about $15,000 each. And, you know, Aaron Rodgers, I mean, Alan Lazard, he didn't get paid last week because he missed. But this week, Aaron Rodgers didn't get paid because, you know, he missed the game, and that was part of the incentive. And then they get fined. Then you have, like, CeeDee Lamb, he gets fined for breaking uniform protocol, for not having his jersey tucked in. And he went from like a $5,000 fine to a $15,000 fine to if he gets violated again, it'd be a $45,000 fine and change. And it's like he's just confused. And it is confusing. And it's like, how does wardrobe, dress code, get a heftier fine than, say, breaking COVID protocol? Now, if the Packers if they violate more protocol for COVID, they are looking for heftier fines and possibly draft picks being taken away. And like, ooh, they're going to take draft picks away? Go ahead. That doesn't scare us. First, they got to turn out. What else did I talk about? I talked about the Raiders and how they had an up and down season so far. Starting 3-0. Then the whole John Gruden email stuff comes out. Oh, just yeah, I don't think the Raiders are coming back here. But unfortunately, Kansas City does not have the high power offense.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under
but
we always talk about
like I was saying with the Raiders, they had the whole John Gruden thing. They lose 2 games. Then they had a fresh new start, winning two more games, going 5-2, but then losing just before their bye. Did they lose to the Bears? No, they didn't lose to the Bears. That was one of their 2 games that they lost was against the Bears. Who did the Raiders lose before their bye week? They lost to the Giants, that's right. They lost to the Bears back on the 10th of October, and I think that was the Bears' last win. But no, go back to the Raiders. I don't want. But they cut another player. Where is he? They cut cornerback Arnett, Arnette. They waived him because he a video surfaced of him making death threats while waving a gun around. Yay! And it's like, oh boy. The Raiders just being the Raiders. Their 2 first-round draft picks from last year are cut now because of a fatal DUI, a car crash, and drinking and driving under the influence, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to be classified. Another guy waving around, making death threats. And just like, this would be an interesting story how the rest of the season goes. But so going backwards. So I guess we'll do this again. We'll look over the standings in the NFL, and then That should bring us to the fourth quarter, and I'll do my picks for the week, and hopefully this video will turn out. If not, well, I guess I'm not putting out a video this week if it doesn't want to work for me. Because of my stupidity. I should do this more often, condensed versions. Let's skip the first half, go straight to the second half.
2nd and 12.
Well, if I had a better editor, I'll
Throwing now is Carr.
actually, you know, either pay for a video editor, or all I would really want to do is I'd record the video, chop it down, and then add audio over it. But this works too. I mean, I've been doing this for the, what now, 10 weeks? Surprisingly, no more. And I gotta be smarter than the average, so forth. But let's just run through standings real quick. AFC. In the AFC, starting in the East, we have the Bills at 5-3, followed by the New England Patriots at 5-4. Patriots are they're finally turning around. Had that little down year last year, and now they're just a half game back from Buffalo. But the Jets are 2-6 and Miami's 2-7, so it's a two-team race out in there in the AFC East. While in the AFC North, it's a four-team race. Let's be honest. Four-team race. You got Baltimore at 6-2. You have Pittsburgh at 5-3, Cleveland at 5-4, and Cincinnati at 5-4. All four teams are still alive, and they're fighting for that division win. Plus, I mean, all four teams are fighting for playoff spots. Gets sacked again. That's about the other thing you missed in the first half, is how many times Carr got sacked. AFC South. One second. No sneeze? Okay. AFC South. You have Tennessee at 7-2. Indianapolis at 4-5. So Colts aren't that far back from division lead. Plus, they're in the hunt for a playoff spot if they start winning. But you got Jacksonville at 2-6, and Houston, when they start the season 1-0, they start with a win, but have lost 8 straight since. And then, speaking of the AFC West, we have the LA Chargers at 5-3. You have the Las Vegas Raiders at 5-3. Then you have the Kansas City Chiefs at 5-4, and then you got Denver at 5-4. So I mean, AFC North, AFC West, all four teams in those two divisions are fighting for division lead and wild card spots. Excuse me. Then we go to the flip side, to the NFC. In a minute we'll get there. And he trips.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense.
So frustrated, whatever.
That means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers,
NFC East. Basically a one-team race. If they choke it away, well, that's their own fault. And that's the Dallas Cowboys are 6-2 out in the East. While Philly and New York are 3-6 respectfully, and Washington, who I'm never going to say never believing in hype ever again, but that'd be silly. But they are 2-6. I was riding that Washington football team hype train all off season, had faith in them, and just No, man, it was not a field goal, it was a fumble, but they recovered it. NFC North, same thing. One-team race at the moment. The Green Bay Packers, they are 7-2, followed by Minnesota at 3-5, Chicago at 3-6, and Detroit at 0-8. The only winless team. When will they win? Who knows? Anyone think they were going to be this bad?
So
Who knows?
17 now. Here's a 1st and 10. Into the red zone. It's Carr. On the slant, he'll get
NFC South. You have this is a little not too tight, but it's getting competitive. Tampa Bay at 6-2, New Orleans at 5-3, Atlanta 4-4, and Carolina 4-5. So I mean, there's still competition going. All 4 teams are still alive in my opinion, even with Carolina 4-5. Oh, and they get the touchdown! Yay! But then in the NFC West, it's just a 2-team race with Arizona 8-1, LA Rams 7-2, and Seattle and San Francisco bring up the rear, both at 3-5 respectively.
Points scored could benefit someone.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson.
And then let's take a look at the playoff standings and teams that are in it to win it, while the others are out of it to drown it. I don't know. Tennessee in the AFC has the #1 spot right now at 7-2, while the other 3 division leaders would be Baltimore, Los Angeles Chargers, and Buffalo. And then the wild card. This gets a little interesting. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams have winning records that are not division leaders right now, and only 3 of them would get in, and the other 4 are out. And the 3 that would get in are Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, and New England. Let's see. Well, I know Las Vegas has a tiebreaker over Pittsburgh because of head-to-head. And New England has a tiebreaker over Cleveland and Kansas City based on best winning percentage in the conference. And the thing is, New England and Cleveland play each other this weekend. So Kansas City, Cleveland, and Cincinnati, and Denver, those 4 teams are on the outside looking in. Well, on the NFC side, you have Arizona with the #1 spot, followed by Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Dallas as the other 3 division leaders. While New Orleans, Atlanta, and Carolina would wrap up the wildcard spots. Or not Carolina. Man, Carolina's the first one out. I mean, LA Rams, New Orleans, and Atlanta are on the inside the wildcard spot. The rest of the team, there's no other team with a winning record in the NFC. I mean, you only have 6 teams with winning records in the NFC. Atlanta has a 500 record, and then the other 9 teams have losing records. Get out of there. So,
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
And yeah, the one question is, well, I could have done a 2-parter, but it didn't look like the first video. First video got corrupted because I don't think I stopped it properly because it just crashed. And it's like, but hey, something is better than nothing, right? And I'll throw this programming note in now. So, okay, so next week, I'm getting some home renovation going on. And depending on availability and time, availability and sound, I might not record a video next week, so maybe next week will be my bye week. But hopefully that's not, because I like to produce a video once a week, get it out here on a weekly basis. I already mentioned that on my podcast, that I might have to skip a week, and hopefully I don't have to skip this, but it all depends. I hope not. I hope I'll be able to find time to record. And yeah, go from there, and hopefully no more videos crashing on me as I'm recording them. But unfortunately, I will be right back. You just stay and watch. Hopefully nothing will crash and so forth. But anyways, BRB.
They're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Max Crosby, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up fourth down. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive, that culminated in touchdown.
Oh, the Raiders got the ball back. Oh, hey. Oh, here we go. Here's the comeback. We're heading to the 4th quarter, and the Raiders. Hey, Chiefs got 24 points in the second. Why can't the Raiders score 24 points in the 28 points in the fourth, the forced overtime, to extend this video longer than it needs to be. Let's see something. Okay, which teams have buys this week?
Here's 2nd and 4.
Which NFL teams have buys for week 10 of the 2021 NFL season? Holy moly! Oh, incomplete. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 teams have buys this week: Chicago, Cincinnati, Houston, and New York. So 4 teams have buys, which means there are 14 games. Key 3rd down right now. Ooh, plenty of time. No oh, as soon as he starts backing up, oh, and he wobbles it out of the way. Question becomes, do they go for it 4th down? I say yes, they have to go for it.
Forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone.
Let's see something.
This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, okay. So, yeah, going for it. It's what, 4th and 2? 4th and 4. Just need 4 yards. And it's picked off, and it's going to be a touchdown. And maybe there goes the comeback.
Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that.
Okay, so
I remember talking with a
last few weeks.
And I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench? And
last few weeks I've been not done so well on my picks. After
when they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go.
2 weeks ago, I only got 6 right out of. That doesn't tell me. I gotta count. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ooh.
Butker on for the PAT.
6 out of 15. Yikes. And then this past week, I got 5 out of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Out of 14. Not so hot. So let's hopefully week 10 I can bounce back I can get some picks right. I mean, yeah, these past 2 weeks have been very, very confuddling on which teams won and which teams didn't. And it's just like, how? So let's get to it. We start with Thursday night football. Baltimore at Miami. And I would think this is an easy pick. Now, like I said, I don't do the spread. I don't do the money line. I go, who's going to win? Is it going to be Team A or is it going to be Team B? Because I'm not putting any money on here. I just like getting predictions. You know, I pick Team A, B, C, and D. B over teams X, Y, and Z, you know.
Come up first and 10 at their own 28-yard
Let's see.
now Carr to try again after the pick six.
And he's going to get throws away. But yeah, give me Baltimore. Baltimore, 2 losses on the year. Miami, only 2 wins on the year. Sure, they're the home team, but Baltimore is the more well-rounded team. Miami is still trying to find themselves, and just, yeah. So give me the Ravens to win on Thursday night football.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr.
And he gets sacked. Well, okay, so let's before I even continue with my picks, we know who's playing on Thursday night. Let's see who's playing on Sunday night. We have Atlanta at Dallas, New Orleans at Tennessee, Jacksonville at Indianapolis, Cleveland at New England, Buffalo at New York Jets, Detroit at Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay at Washington for the noon games. At the late games, Carolina at Arizona, Minnesota at LA Chargers, Philadelphia at Denver. Seattle at Green Bay. Sunday night, Kansas City at Las Vegas. And then Monday Night Football, LA Rams at San Francisco. Ooh, 3rd and 21.
Card out a throw. Complete to Jones.
Every time they tackle him like that, I swear they grab him by the face mask. Anywho, so let's start on Sunday now again. We have Atlanta at Dallas. I think Dallas will turn things around. They'll get back on the winning ways, and they will put Atlanta in submission and take care of business with the W. New Orleans at Tennessee. Okay, so Tennessee does not have their star running back, but they found a way to win. New Orleans, they don't have they didn't have a star quarterback this year. But Jameis Winston is done for the season with a torn ACL. They're going to be quarterback by committee. Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill, maybe, I don't know. But if Tennessee can go into Los Angeles and beat the Rams, now they're home. They're hosting the Saints. The Saints stink. Yes, they have a decent record. They beat the Buccaneers last week, or 2 weeks ago. This past week, they lost. Didn't they lose to Atlanta? I think so. They lost to Atlanta last week. That's not what I meant to confirm. Yeah, they lost to Atlanta. So Tennessee better find a way to win. Give me the Titans. Jacksonville at Indianapolis.
Second down,
Jacksonville found a way to beat Buffalo.
inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And I think that's a fluke. That's what you call any given Sunday.
Kansas City first down.
Indianapolis is on the rise. They, 2-game win streak? They beat the 49ers, and then they just beat, who they just beat on Thursday Night Football. Who they just beat? The Jets. Yeah, they beat the Jets. So, Jonathan Taylor, baby, on Wisconsin. I mean, give me the Colts. The Colts should be running all over Jacksonville.
Off the draw, here's Williams.
Finally, we get to a little more contested game. Cleveland at New England. Okay. Playoff condition, playoff potential is on the line.
Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for
I mean, Cleveland showed their dominance over Cincinnati, but Cincinnati is not New England, and they're not coached. They don't have a Hall of Fame caliber coach. The Bengals, at least not yet, at least. And they are the home team, New England. They've had their ups and downs and ups. But I like the Patriots in this game. That they're the home team. They have the experienced head coach. Maybe not totally experienced quarterback. And can't say he just scored again. But I like the Patriots at home getting this win.
You wonder now if he might be able to remove
Buffalo at New York Jets. I don't know. They were just at Jacksonville and lost. Now they're on the road again, this time against a divisional opponent. And who knows? Who knows which Buffalo team's going to show up?
Butker now to add the extra point.
But if the high-power offense Bills that blew out several teams earlier this season show up in New York, give me the Bills to win. If not, whatever the spread is, give me them to cover. But I don't know. That's the thing. But I'm almost certain, I'm pretty certain that the Bills will get the dub. Give me the Bills. And the Bill Mafia can be jumping through tables left and right, I guess.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Well,
Taken at the goal line. And able to get
okay, we moving right along. Detroit at Pittsburgh. Here's another confuddling part. Yes, Detroit is 0-8. They are competitive in some games, and then others they just get their butt spanked. And a big old whoop. So, question becomes, is this going to be a competitive Detroit team or not competitive Detroit team? I mean, Pittsburgh had a tough game against Chicago this past Monday night. But in the end, with the help from the referees, some people say they got the win. But it helps when you keep Chicago out of field goal range and they decide, yeah, sure, we'll try a 65-yard field goal to win the game. And that's questionable of what I would have done. And Carr is sacked again.
Frank Clark able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. And you could say that is just another cherry on top.
I swear, every time Card just drops back, just hangs on that ball, a defender gets free and sacks him.
The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
But yeah. Anyways, give me Pittsburgh over Detroit. I mean, Detroit, there's a good possibility that they can go 0-17. Carr is sacked again.
Pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Melvin Ingram, make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game.
That right now,
3rd and 34.
I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we move on. We have a rematch of last year's wildcard game. Tampa Bay at Washington. Where if Washington was just done their job, they would have eliminated Tampa Bay from the playoffs and everyone would have been happy.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
Yeah, well, now it's 4th and 34. Are they going to go for it? I highly doubt it. Tampa Bay coming off their loss, coming off their bye as well. They're heading to Washington. I mean, anything could happen, I guess. But Tampa Bay is going to win this game. There's no way Tyler Heineke outperforms Tom Brady unless Tom Brady is knocked out of the game somehow. But give me the Buccaneers in that one. Move on. Now we're out to late games, starting with Carolina at Arizona. And this is my lock of the week. Give me Arizona. That's a guaranteed win. I hope.
On first down now, run with McKinnon.
Good. Let's get this over with. Oh, we move on to Minnesota LA Chargers. The Vikings. Minnesota has been the best worst team in the league this year. Chargers, for years, I've always said that to them. They always find ways to lose. And that's what the Vikings are this year. They have found ways to lose. They are 3-6 for 3-5 for a reason. No, I think they've had their bye.
Mahomes gonna throw.
Oh, Mahomes threw an interception. The Raiders are back in it. I mean, last week, Minnesota lost in overtime. That's twice now this year. I think they've lost in overtime. You look at all Minnesota, just find ways to lose games more or less instead of winning them, closing them up. Okay, and Minnesota could easily be 8-0 or 9-0 or whatever their current record is. They could have won all those games they've lost easily, but they didn't, and I'm glad to make the NFC North a little more comfy. So give me. I don't know why. Give me the Chargers. The Vikings just find ways to lose, and I think they'll do that again.
Throw left side complete. That's Drake. The first down screen pass, good for 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's.
Then we got Philadelphia at Denver, and this is going to be my upset of the week. Give me Philadelphia to beat the Broncos. Why? Because there's a little fun stat. Philadelphia, if I'm correct, they are 3-0 against teams with animals as their mascot, and 0-6 or winless against teams that are not animals. So, who are they playing this week? The Denver Broncos, which is a animal. So,
Shotgun now for Carr.
if trends are our friends, give me the Eagles.
Have the Raiders first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game.
Then we move on to the final afternoon game, Seattle at Green Bay.
That's difficult. And just when you think you get it,
Russell Wilson is making his way back to the starting lineup for the Seahawks after getting his a pin out of his finger, and everything hopefully hunky-dory for him. While the Packers are still waiting till Saturday to find out if Aaron Rodgers is available come Sunday, and we all know he's going to get the start. It's not like he needs a game plan that much. He's a 16, 17 year veteran. He knows what he's doing. You can plug him in, he'll be fine. Now, if not, well, we're back to Jordan Love. And hopefully Green Bay does not abandon the running game early, and they keep running the ball. Because A.J. Dillon had a great game on Sundays, but it just stopped. But Seattle is not that good of a team this year at the moment. And that might be due to Russell Wilson missing a few games here and there, but who knows. But Russell Wilson has never won at Lambeau. I think when it came to blitz, when it goes back to 2012, that was the first year Russell Wilson has played in the league, and I think anytime the Packers have played in Seattle, they've won. Seattle has won. I think there might have been one time that Green Bay did win in Seattle, but I can't say I recall. They're going to punt instead of trying to sneak it across the line. But let's see. I know 2012 they played Seattle. In 2013, I don't think so. But 2014 they played Seattle twice in the regular season and in the playoffs, unfortunately. But then 2015, Seattle came to Green Bay. And Green Bay took care of business and beat them in 2015. And then they beat them again in 2016. And I know they beat them again in 2017. Sounds about right. Then 2018 they lost in Seattle because they were at Seattle in 2018. Because that 3-year cycle, and I think they haven't played each other since. I don't think, because Green Bay had a 3-game win streak over Seattle, and they were all at Lambeau. But now things have turned around, and now they're hosting Seattle again. And so Seattle, Russell Wilson has had statistically bad games at Lambeau, so let's keep that going. And I'm taking the Packers no matter what. Even if Jordan Love is under center again, give me Green Bay. Now we're here on Sunday Night Football. Chiefs, Kansas City at Las Vegas. Right now, man says 52-10.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman.
And do I think it's going to be this lopsided? No, I don't think it's going to be this lopsided. I'm expecting a little more competitive, close game. And how the Chiefs performed last week against Green Bay. Green Bay has a decent defense, and their mediocre offense, just couldn't score more points. We all know if Aaron Rodgers would have been playing on Sunday this past week, well, yeah, Kansas City would have been 4-5. I think the Raiders are going to get a little more focused, and they're going to find a way to win. I think the Raiders are going to beat the Chiefs, and they would go to 6-3, and the Chiefs go 5-5. So this 52-10 bullcrap, that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna say the Raiders are gonna beat the Chiefs, and it's gonna be a one-possession game. Ain't gonna be a big old blowout. Then we move on to Monday Night Football. We got the LA Rams versus San Francisco. San Francisco has not won a home game at all this year, so that's why I'm taking the Rams. The Rams bounce back, they take care of business, and beat the 49ers. And yeah, again, no one will question why Kyle Shanahan should keep his job.
On play action, now Carr. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And what's the flag? So there you have it. Those are my picks of the week, and hopefully rough in the pass. And hopefully I can bounce back. Unlike this video that I effed up.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
So what, we got about 3 minutes left in this game. Raiders down by 42 points. Anything's possible, I guess.
From the gun, it's Carr. This goes out wide for Drake. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting.
I want to know what that is.
For a minimal gain.
On second down.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Oh, man, I can't wait to get my hands on that. Anywho's, or we were almost 2-minute warning. And, oh, he gets the first down. And we get the 2-minute warning.
He's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the first and goal.
Thankfully, this is almost over. Oh, shoot. That's what I should be looking at real quick.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal as they look to punch it
out of there, actually.
Score.
What week 11 might bring us, and down he goes.
And he's gonna go down. Sacked right around
If
17.
my home renovation does not interfere in my video issues, and that my computer has enough RAM space or hard drive space to record the video. These are the games that we're looking at for week 11. Well, we skipped Thursday Night Football because we don't do that with New England at Atlanta. But we have Green Bay at Minnesota, Indianapolis at Buffalo, Baltimore at Chicago, Detroit at Cleveland. Nothing standing out so far. Hey, they get another touchdown. Let's see, Houston at Tennessee, Miami at New York, Jets, New Orleans at Philadelphia, Washington at Carolina, San Francisco at Jacksonville. Well, there we go. Yeah, get another Sunday night game, but maybe I don't really want to do Dallas at Kansas City. Don't really want to do Cincinnati at Las Vegas. I don't really want to do Arizona at Seattle, but Pittsburgh at LA Chargers. It's either that one or Dallas at Kansas City. If Kansas City would win this week to go to 6-4, Dallas wins to go 7-2, maybe. I'm not touching Monday Night Football in New York at Tampa Bay, but right now, Pittsburgh at LA Chargers, that seems to be like the best pick of the game of the week, because both teams are 5-3 at the moment. After this weekend, well, Pittsburgh has a bye. No, they're playing Detroit actually this week, so that could be considered a bye. And the Chargers, so yeah. In 2 weeks, we got Thanksgiving. It's already leaning towards LA versus Green Bay.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just
so we're down to a minute, thankfully.
And now here comes Kansas City. And a few kneel downs should just about
yeah, but that's not how man works. Man's not going to take knees. They should.
Very little reason
Because
to use them at this point.
The Raiders aren't going to call timeout. So yeah, let's see if man can keep that win streak going. 6-4 right now. Let's see if they're gonna make it 7-4. At least they'll just run the ball. Doubt. Just 2 run plays, I think, and they'll do it.
So no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
Yeah, 1 more run play and they'll do it. But like I said, all they had to do was kneel it.
On 2nd down, Williams.
And
not a whole lot doing
but
it.
yay! There you go. Kansas City is gonna win it. Man predicts Kansas City is gonna win 52-17. Kansas City does have that high power offense, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the Raiders are a little more competitive team. They have a veteran quarterback, unlike Green Bay did last week. They're the home team, the Raiders, and I think they're going to pull away with the win, unlike man is suggesting. So, anywho, let's take a look after game stats, little highlights. I'm sure you're going to see something you didn't see in the second half because the first half didn't want to work out for me.
Just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
Well, let's see, that's how many touchdowns? There's that pick 6. So anyways,
so that'll do it for us. For Charles
yeah.
And all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Las Vegas.
Well, there you have it. So, thanks for watching. Sorry that it was only half the video. Technical difficulties on my behalf. That's my bad. But a little shorter video, and you didn't really miss much in all honesty. High scoring 2nd quarter. But anyways, if you like and subscribe. Next week, I plan on, at the moment, it looks like it's going to be LA Chargers versus Pittsburgh. Or Pittsburgh at LA Chargers. And that's if I don't have issues next week. So hopefully see you then. And until then, as always, adios muchachos.